Let's move on to the grid, shall we, for our final race of the day, the Dunlop Mini Challenge, supported by Mini Spares, the Mini Miglias, the more powerful, slightly more modified machinery in the Mini Libra category as well out in this one. This is going to be very close indeed. 1 second covered the top 6 in qualifying, so it's going to be as close as you'd expect. Let's have a look at the grid then. Pole position is the number 21 of former champion Aaron Smith, alongside number 11 Kane Astin. Second row, former British touring car racer Jeff Smith and number 23 Rupert Death. And on row 3 we've got 55 Ben Colburn, the noted historic racer, alongside number 9 Phil Bullen-Brown. Now watch for his driving style, he can drive a Mini superbly sideways. The fourth row is number 7 Colin Peacock and 72 Rob Howard. And then completing the top 10, number 20 Mini veteran Mark Sims and 89 Sean King. On row 6 we have number 69, which is Tony LeMay, and 37 James Cuthbertson. Lee Roberts on row 7 alongside number 86 Nick Paddy, also coming up from the world of historic racing. Steve Ewell number 24 and 15 Gordon Pocock round out the Miglia grid. Then there's a gap and we have the Mini Libra cars, which are slightly more modified machines, a bit more modification allowed in that division. 219 Richard Colburn in his Westbourne Motorsport run car is the quickest there, father of Ben Colburn. He starts alongside 115 of Steve Baker. Second row is 474 Josh Evans alongside 126 Peter Hills. Then we've got 133, which is Les Stanton, and 595 Julian Proctor. And finally on the grid, 113 Phil Harvey. So that's your lineup for what will be a 20-minute race for the Dunlop Mini Spares Mini Challenge Miglias. It's the more powerful of the classes we'll see here this weekend. In the Miglias, we have had 4 different race winners so far in 2023. The opening rounds at Silverstone, Jeff Smith and a certain Andrew Jordan took the wins, but Andrew not out this weekend. It's just his father Mike racing for the family this weekend. And at Donington it was Kane Astin and Aaron Smith who took the victories. We move into position on the grid then. Look out also for Rupert Death, the former champion. I believe it's his first appearance of the season this weekend. Yes, he was racing at Goodwood when the series went to Donington. Yeah, he raced at the opening round at Silverstone, but not at Donington. So Rupert Death was down at Goodwood doing some racing at the members' meeting last time out. He's in the car with the Union flag on its boot lid. You can see on the left of the picture there. They're about to set off for their green flag lap then. In the Libra class, Libra being more free to modify the cars, Richard Colburn was a double winner at Silverstone, and it was Josh Evans who took the 2 wins at Donington Park. Josh Evans is an 8-port equipped engine, that bright luminous green car you can see towards the back of the lineup there. It's Les Stanton who currently leads the points in the Extreme Minis car, the man from the West Midlands, who leads their points. Pole position then to Aaron Smith, number 21, a former champion. Kane Astin has won titles for the Mini 7 Racing Club as well in the past. Aaron Smith not in his usual pink livery for this year, I notice. There's Jeff Smith, no relation to Aaron, former British touring car man. His car liveried similarly to the General Lee. When he won the title a couple of years ago, he was number 01 as well. Listen for the Dixie horn. Mark Sims in there, Mini Racing veterans, the Sims family. Many of these racers have been with this club for many, many years now. They're just so much fun, they can't keep away. There's Stanton, the points leader in the Lieb division with his 1293cc machine. They're all 1300cc, the Miglias. Look out for Peter Hills, number 126. He's in the Libra category. His car's got the cylinder head from a BMW Superbike, giving him a bit of extra power. So Aaron Smith, the black and pink car, in pole position alongside Kane Astin. I know that car's been down as Owens Motorsports. Marshman Endaf Owens has been helping him set up that car ahead of this weekend. Rupert Death looking for his first win of the season. And, as we say, 4 different winners so far this year. Kane Astin and Aaron Smith won at Donington. Silverstone it was Jeff Smith and Andrew Jordan. Former British touring car teammates, no less. This will be a 20-minute race. It will fly by, this race. It's enormous fun, these cars. As we say, we live by the mantra, motorsport should be fun. With the Mini 7 Racing Club, it certainly is. Back of the field there, Phil Harvey, number 113, the man from Birmingham. Watch out for Nick Paddy as well. He's currently third in the points. More through consistency than out-and-out speed. Had a couple of decent results at Donington. Championship supported by Piper Cams, Spats, Curley Specialised Mouldings. Ian Curley, of course, a former champion in the Mini Miglias several years ago. And their main sponsors, Dunlop Tyres and Mini Spares. Let's hope there's no cars needing any mini spares after this race to be put right. Warming up their Dunlop tyres. There's Ben Colburn, fifth on the grid. He and his brother James, top historic racers, along with Dad Richard. They've raced everything over the years in historics. Quick in their Renault Clio days as well. Mark Sims in the number 20 car. Similar livery to Darren Thomas in the 7s. Sean King in the light blue 89. Out for number 15 as well, veteran campaigner Gordon Pocock. There's Josh Evans, that's a 474 car, the bright green. Peter Hills 126. The 16 valve conversion in that car with the BMW motorcycle cylinder head. Scott Redding is the leading rider for BMW, of course, in the World Superbike Championship. Wonder if you could tempt him to have a go at mini racing. Aaron Smith in the white, pink and black car, Kane Astin in the grey and yellow, lead them up to the grid. Frantic battle between Mike Jordan and Joe Thompson earlier on in the 7 category. Who's it going to be in the Miglias? Rupert Death is hungry for his first win of the season. Are we going to see 5 different winners from the first 5 races? Phil Bullen-Brown as well. He's raced classic pre-66 minis in the past as well. The light blue car there on row 3. Colin Peacock in the red car on row 4 alongside Rob Howard in the turquoise. Hearing in the background there from the circuit PA, Colin Pocock, I think has headed into the pit lane, unfortunately, so hopefully we'll see him back out. Last car of 113, Phil Harvey into light at the back. The green flag is waved. Time for our final race of the day here at Snetterton. The Dunlop Mini Challenge with Mini Spares, Mini Miglias. Waiting for the red lights to come on. 5-second board has been displayed. The revs are up. And away they go. Down towards that first corner, Kane Astin and Aaron Smith will lead the way. Rupert Death trying to make his way up the outside. It's Kane Astin who's got the lead as they in the first corner. Look at Rupert Death down the outside. Jeff Smith has been pincered there into Richards the first time and he's almost losing it. Jeff Smith was sideways as he spun it, we didn't quite see. But it's Kane Astin who has got the lead ahead of Aaron Smith in the Mini Sport number 21 car. Rupert Death in the Swift Tune powered car is third. Looks like that's the number 9 of Phil Bullen-Brown up into 4th place. Jeff Smith did save it, but he's dropped back a little. 37 in the 89, a bit of rubbing there. James Cuthbertson and Sean King. They're all over each other in the early stages. Nick Paddy in the grey car there, number 86. Watch for him, third in the points at the moment. Instead of Tony LeMay in the 69. The 24 of Steve Yule started at the back of the Miglias. The first 3 have been able to escape as a result of that little moment for Jeff Smith. I think there's been some contact there, possibly. Jeff Smith may have got a tap from Ben Colburn. I saw a little bit of damage on the front of the 55 car, the green and red car. But it is Kane Astin who has got the early lead of this one. He took a win in race 1 at Donington last time out, and he leads the way this time ahead of Aaron Smith. Lifting a wheel there in 4th place. That's the bright blue car of Phil Bullen-Brown. I think it is up there in 4th position. Then Jeff Smith. There's Colburn. Rob Howard next through. And the rest of them, Mark Sims under fire from Sean King in the number 89. There's a long way to go yet as they sort themselves out down the Bentley Straight. Who's going to be leading the way as they come into Brundle for the first time? It is Kane Astin, has held on ahead of Aaron Smith and Rupert Death. All of these drivers regular race and title winners over the last few years. Phil Bullen-Brown up there in fourth. Jeff Smith, that little sideways moment. And somebody going straight on further back. Pick up who that is in a moment. It was a light blue car. Pick up who that was. It might have been one of the S-Class runners. They go then to complete the opening lap of the race very shortly. There's the number 115. That is Steve Baker from March in Cambridgeshire in his yellow machine. Running in the Mini Libra class. Not the S-Class, of course. They run in with the 7th. Sorry about that. It's Kane Astin who leads the way in the early stages. Aaron Smith having a go there on the outside. Side by side for fourth. Jeff Smith up the inside as well. Takes fourth from Phil Bullen-Brown. But Aaron Smith was having a go for the lead as well. See if he's got it away as they come out of the hairpin. We watch the battle for fourth. Jeff Smith's got ahead of Phil Bullen-Brown. A little further ahead. No, Kane Astin has held his lead. Ben Coburn in that slightly battered 55 car is in 6th place. It is Baker who leads the Libra class further back. He's got ahead of Richard Coburn. Now the car that dropped back may have been Peter Hills who went straight on there. So he's dropped down the order. Colin Pocock has started from the pit lane as well. Is down there with him. Swing their way through the left-hander. Kane Astin leads to Agostini, lifting that rear wheel. It's Colburn trying to get involved. We could have two groups of three here. The battle for 7th is between Howard and Colin Peacock. Be confusing when you've got Colin Peacock and Gordon Pocock out there. We'll see if Gordon can come through from the back. It's Kane Astin who leads the way in the number 11. Looking for his 2nd win of the season, as is Aaron Smith. Championship leader coming into this round by just 1 point. Aaron Smith ahead of Kane Astin. Nick Paddy 3rd in the points, then Sean King. It's mainly through consistency. Andrew Jordan was a winner, as we said, in round 1, but he missed round 2. I think he was down at, so we would have been down at Goodwood as well. Absent again this weekend. There's only a few drivers that have done all 3 meetings so far. Jeff Smith in 4th place. Phil Bullen-Brown coming under fire from Ben Colburn now. Bounce their way through the bomb hole. More spread out than we normally see mini racers. Who's next? It's the number 7, which is Colin Peacock. He's ahead of Rob Howard. Then it's Cuthbertson, Sims and the rest of them. Steve Baker, the yellow car there, leading the S-Class, or is he? No, Richard Colburn. Colburn Senior has taken over in the 219. Chasing now Tony LeMay in the white number 69 car just behind Lee Roberts. Leaders go over the line and look at this, almost 3 wide there down the straight. Kane Astin just about hanging on, but Aaron Smith is getting ready to make a move. There was 0.17 of a second in it at the line. Rupert Death was right up on the outside of them as well. Kane Astin defending as they go into the hairpin. Rupert Death up the inside could get 2nd place here. Side by side with Aaron Smith, this is going to be close. Has he got 2nd place away? Yes, he has. Got the move done. Good move by Rupert Death. Aaron Smith will try to fight back. The man from Aylesford in Kent near Brands Hatch. It's Kane Astin who leads the way from Swaffham in Norfolk. Aaron Smith back up the inside, retakes that 2nd place. The battle is joined between those two, and Colburn's up to 5th as well. Ben Colburn. There's the fight between Colin Peacock, mini veteran in the number 7, from Crouch End in London, just ahead of Rob Howard in the 72. Astin leads. Smith 2nd. Death in 3rd place, and I'm from Huntingdon near Peterborough. Starting to string out just a little. You can see them sliding through Williams' corner there, and that's a problem for Ben Colburn. His front wing is coming loose after that contact earlier on, I assume, with Jeff Smith. He had some contact on the first corner. We didn't see who it was with. But if that gets any worse, that bodywork flapping, he may be called into the pits to remove it. So if he disappears from that battle, we will know why. And he's lost a place there, possibly. No, he's gained a place. In fact, he's got ahead of Jeff Smith into 4th place, despite his front wing flapping away. So he'll need to pay a visit to Mini Spares to replace that. Astin, Smith, Death. The top 3 breaking away. couple of seconds clear of Ben Colburn, now in 4th place. Still 13.5 minutes of this race to go. Over the line they go. It looks like our live timing may have come back. That's good to see. Thank you, TSL timing. Richard Colburn continues to lead the S category further back. He's got Tony LeMay and the Libre category. I'm sorry, I keep getting that wrong. Tony LeMay and Nick Paddy ahead of him there, along with the number 24 of Steve Ewell. Here come your leaders. 3 cars, line astern. Half a second covered them at the line. Ben Colburn has done the fastest lap of the race. That's why he's just taken 4th place, as Rupert Death possibly trying for the cutback there on Aaron Smith. Kane Astin continues to lead the way, looking to become the first 2-time winner in the category this season. So is Aaron Smith. Rupert Death looking to make it 5 winners from 5 races. Showing how close and competitive this championship is, as it has always been since started by the Mini 7 Racing Club all those years ago. See the damage there after that contact for Ben Colburn at the starts. And there's a wheel arch coming loose on the car of Rob Howard there as well. So Mini Spares might be a bit busy after this race. Sean King's got ahead of the blue car of James Cuthbertson. That's the battle for 8th. Behind them, Mark Sims. Lee Roberts, LeMay, Paddy and Ewell round out the Mini Miglia field, with the possible exception of Gordon Pocock further down. We've lost Colin Peacock as well. The number 7 has disappeared. So we're not sure where the red number 7 has gone. We'll look out for that. So that's him there going through in the background, possibly. Now, he's not shown as having gone into the pits. Shown as his last lap took 2:59, which is about 40 seconds off the pace. Anyway, here come the leaders. Still Kane Astin. Rupert Death's got back through into 2nd place ahead of Aaron Smith, and then the next 3, are they closing in? Looks like Jeff Smith has got through again into 4th place. You can't take your eyes off this battle for a second. Through Coram. Still Kane Astin leads, coming up towards half distance. It's final race of the day here at Snetterton. We do it all again tomorrow. We go from 9:50 AM when we start the action with the Mini 7s. Jeff Smith running a bit wide there, coming out of Murray's. Over the line they go. Rupert Death now starting to attack for the lead of the race. Kane Astin weaving about a bit there. Death's going to go to the outside. Is he going to get round the outside at Riches? I don't think so. Onto the brakes. Kane Astin just about holding it. He's got to be mindful that Aaron Smith is there as well. Rupert Death's never going to go round the outside at the hairpin, surely. Side by side. One of the few cars you might be able to do that in is a Mini. Kane Astin does hang on in the number 11. One Broker Insurance and SAB Limited sponsored car, as Richard Colburn throws one up the inside on Steve Ewell and Nick Paddy and gets through. Richard Colburn leading the Libre class, and he's up in among the Miglias. Leader ran a little bit wide there, coming out of the left-hander at Palmer. And up the inside, look at Aaron Smith, slides up the inside, he's tagged the race leader. Oh, disaster, they've tangled. That was a bit optimistic by Aaron Smith there. He tried to go from 3rd to 1st. He's hit the back of Kane Astin, and that's given Rupert Death the lead. Jeff Smith is up into 2nd place, and the battered car of Ben Colburn is in 3rd place. Well, we said we hoped that Mini Spares wouldn't be too busy after this one. I think they are, unfortunately. There's going to be a few bits of bodywork need replacing. Let's have a look at that again. Aaron Smith up the inside, too late on the brakes. Wallop into the back of Kane Astin as he turned in. That was over-optimistic, in my opinion, by Aaron Smith. Didn't need a headlight, among other things, after that one, as an annoyed Kane Astin gets going again. It's now Rupert Death into the lead. Meanwhile, Richard Colburn continuing to lead the Mini Libre split, having a go at Tony LeMay's cream number 69 machine. Here's a battle between Nick Paddy, Steve Baker, and Josh Evans in the 474. I think Nick Paddy may have a problem. He's dropping back. There's Rob Howard, his wheel arch hanging off. Sean King. And the rest of them, meanwhile, Jeff Smith wants a 2nd win of the season. He's up there having a good go for the lead now. And Ben Colburn's running well too, up in 3rd. Kane Astin still going in 4th. And where is number 9 Phil Bullen Brown going? Was there contact there with Aaron Smith? I'm not sure. Phil Bullen Brown goes flying on. Well, the Mini is a good rally car and a good autograss car, of course. No time here to test that theory, though. Jeff Smith all over the back of Rupert Death. Still 8.5 minutes of this race to go. What a cracking race to finish the day off. It's been a bit of a race of attrition. Into the hairpin. Rupert Death, number 23. Jeff Smith, 46, is just on the fastest lap, 2:11.831. And the battered Ben Colburn up there in third position. Where's Ben Colburn in the points? He's only down in 11th because he missed the round at Donington. I think he would have been at Goodwood as well. Clashed with the members meeting, the second round of the year, I believe. Kane Astin's catching back up as well. Red mist would have come down for him, and Aaron Smith's not far away either. Could we have a five-way battle to the flag? Here comes Ben Colburn. I don't think he's ever won in this category, so he wants a first win here. Took a podium in the second race at Silverstone. He was third behind Andrew Jordan and Aaron Smith, Ben Colburn. There's his dad, Richard, leading the lead category still, ahead of Steve Baker further back, and it's Josh Evans third. Nick Paddy, I thought he had a problem, has pulled into the pits. We've lost Colin Peacock into the pits too, so he had mechanical issues. Rupert Death continues to lead. Is it going to be 5 different winners from 5 different races in the Dunlop Mini Miglia Challenge, supported by Mini Spares so far this season? Well, it could soon be 4 for the lead, because Kane Astin's catching back up. You can see there the grey and yellow car. And can Aaron Smith catch up as well in his Cyclops Mini, missing a headlight after that earlier contact? Death a little bit wide there, out of the bomb hole. Now, could this be Jeff Smith's opportunity? He's going for it. He'll be on the outside for Murray's, but he might get the cut back onto the straight. Through the left-hander they go. Now this race coming alive with just over 6.5 minutes left to go here at Snetterton. Along the straight they go. Jeff Smith all over the back of Rupert Death, who runs the pit wall. He's hugging the inside line. Here comes Kane Astin. He's onto level terms now with Ben Colburn. He's going round, more than on level terms, he's going round the outside, up into third place. A doubtlessly angry Kane Astin, channeling his aggression into his recovery drive. This is a great recovery drive. Look, he's up with the leaders now, Kane Astin. Fantastic recovery after contact with Aaron Smith, saw him spin at Agostini earlier on. He's back to third, and he's on the tail of Jeff Smith for second place. Of course, the harder this lot battle, the easier it is for Aaron Smith to recover and close back in as well. We could soon have 5 for the lead. Leading the way it is Rupert Death in the Mini Spares and Swift Tune sponsored car. Wouldn't it be great to have Nick Swift, Mr. Sideways, in a Mini, back out in this championship again someday? I remember him racing in the old ICS Historic Touring Car Championship in the 90s, supporting BTCC, when him and Graham Churchill in their Minis used to beat the big Chevy Camaros and Mustangs. Simon Crompton used to win the title nearly every year in his BMW because there were less cars in his class. Anyway, enough of the 90s nostalgia trip, because Jeff Smith is all over the back of Rupert Death. He has a look there, he nearly got onto the grass coming through Oggy. He's up towards Williams. Sling it through the right-hander. Look, Aaron Smith's not far away either. Into the straights. Now, are we going to see some slipstreaming? Kane Astin's ready to attack. His rear wheel arch is flapping in the breeze as well after that bit of contact earlier on. Down the straight they come. Absolutely loving this, these drivers, and I'm sure all of us are as well. As at the inside, Jeff Smith has taken the lead. Smith has taken the lead from Rupert Death. Finally, the pressure pays off for Jeff Smith, the former touring car racer. He quit British touring cars after a heavy accident at Croft and suffered a serious arm injury. He was able to rebuild his career in classic mini racing. Rupert Death is now down to second. Now here comes Kane Astin. Can he complete the comeback? Ben Colburn under fire. Now Aaron Smith's involved in this battle as well. Oh yes, 4.5 minutes to go. This is going to be a cracking last couple of laps. Over the line they come. Jeff Smith leads. He moves to the outside. Now which side they're going to go? Kane Astin's going to go to the outside of Rupert Death. Is he going to slingshot it round the outside of the brakes? No, I don't think he is. Death was later on the brakes, holds second place. Has Aaron Smith got through? Yes, he has. He's up into fourth place, and he's renewing his rivalry with Kane Astin as they come down into the hairpin. Jeff Smith has the lead. Smith all the way around the outside of Kane Astin. It doesn't work. Kane Astin holds him off. Rupert Death trying to retake the lead. Lifting a wheel through Palmer. Well, his most famous convoy of minis was 3 of them, red, white and blue. This time we got 5 of them. This is more than the Self-Preservation Society. This is every man for himself. Aaron Smith's going to try that move again. This is what he was trying to do a few laps ago, and he's made it work this time. That's what he was trying to do to take the lead, but he's taken 3rd place from Kane Astin, and Kane perhaps left him a bit more room that time. Jeff Smith, look how far off the ground that rear wheel is. That's how hard Jeff Smith is pushing. It's like watching John Rhodes or Sir John Whitmore or John Love in the 60s in British Saloon Car Championship in their minis. This is fantastic. Bit of debris there as they come through Williams. They've avoided that. Meantime, here's the battle further back, and it looks as though Baker has retaken the lead in the Libre category. Yes, indeed, Steve Baker in the number 115 car, the Cambridgeshire driver, back ahead of Richard Colburn. The Libre category, it is Les Stanton, the current points leader, as Richard Colburn up the inside into Oggies retakes the lead of the class. They are fighting for 12th overall. Pick up our overall race leaders again in a moment. Josh Evans not far away either behind them, got ahead of a couple of the Miglias. Les Stanton's down in 6th in class, so could well lose his points lead here. Here are your leaders meanwhile. I imagine they'll be going on to their last lap this time. They'll be on the cusp as they cross the line. Over the line, yes, it's confirmed. This is the last lap. Rupert Death to the outside, Aaron Smith to the outside. Look at this, he's going to throw one up the outside. Smith on the inside. Oh, there's contact between Smith and Death. Death sideways, I don't know how he saved that, just kept his foot in, and that's allowed Aaron Smith round the outside into the lead. That's how quickly it can happen in Mini Miglia racing, and Aaron Smith says, well, I've recovered after my misdemeanour earlier on. He's gone from 5th to 1st. Cheerio lads, I'm off. My goodness. Rupert Death into 2nd. How he saved that, he was absolutely on the lock stops through Richie's there. He's still sliding about. Jeff Smith's not finished yet. He wants to make it a Smith 1-2. Onto the inside into Agostini. Kane Astin's tucked in behind them, and Ben Colburn as well. But Aaron Smith is now trying to push as hard as he can and make good his escape. Jeff Smith up the inside. He's into 2nd place. Kane Astin could make it 3rd as well. Rupert Death's been shuffled back, that loss of momentum. You can see how it's costing him. But he's fighting back against Kane Astin. Still side by side to Hamilton. Astin goes through. This is amazing. On the last lap of the day here at Snetterton. What a race to finish with. Ben Colburn's in there as well. But it's Aaron Smith in the one headlighted, one wheel arched Mini after that contact earlier on. Has he got home free here for his 2nd win of the season? The championship leader, there was a bit of smoke there. Is that from Rupert Death's car? Keep an eye on that because Ben Colburn was up alongside him. Might be a tyre rubbing against the wheel arch after that earlier bit of contact. So Aaron Smith leads it from Jeff Smith and Kane Astin. They're not finished yet, but you'd have thought his chances were ended after that contact with Kane Astin as they fought for the lead into Agostini. But you can't predict anything in the Mini Miglia Championship. This has been the race of the day for me. Real rough and tumble. And it's going to be Aaron Smith in the 21. He's going to be the first 2-time winner of the season. He won race 4 of the season at Donington Park. He's escaped the squabblers behind. I don't know who's going to be 2nd. But up they come towards the line. The checkered flag is in sight. And Aaron Smith becomes the first driver to win twice this year. A photo finish for 2nd between Kane Astin and Jeff Smith. And Kane Astin got it by 9 thousandths of a second provisionally. Rupert Death is 4th. Ben Colburn is 5th. Phil Bullen-Brown further back in 6th. I'm about to pass out after that one. Goodness gracious. The race of the weekend so far. Rob Howard comes over in 7th. Now who's going to win the Libre category? Well, it's going to be Steve Baker. Richard Colburn's got a problem. You saw him run wide there. There's something amiss with the handling on his car. He's dropped down to 3rd and he ran wide through the last corner there. So something amiss with Richard Colburn's car. I can see a little bit of smoke there. Whether he's got a puncture, I'm not sure. But clearly problems for Richard. And the class win goes to Steve Baker. He was 2nd in race 2 at Donington. He missed Silverstone and failed to finish race 1 at Donington. So that's his first win of the season. What a cracking race. And I think a few drivers are going to be paying mini spares a visit after that one for some replacement body panels. That was a real rough and tumble race. That was superb. Provisional results then. Aaron Smith taking the win by nearly 3 seconds in the end after breaking away on the last lap. Kane Astin beating Jeff Smith by 9 thousandths of a second, recovering for second. Well done to those two recovering after their collision at Agostini. Rupert Death, who led for a time, ended up in 4th. Ben Colburn completing the top 5, and a bit further back Phil Bullen-Brown was 6th, Rob Howard in 7th, Sean King, James Cuthbertson and Mark Sims completing the top 10, Lee Robertson 11th, and then we had the Libra category, Steve Baker with his first win of the season ahead of Josh Evans, Richard Colburn with problems on the last lap dropping down into 3rd place. Behind them we had Tony LeMay in the Miglia class, then Peter Hills, Steve Yule, Julian Proctor, Phil Harvey, Les Stanton only 7th in the Libra class, that could harm his points lead, and then after starting from the pits it was Gordon Pocock who completed the finishes. We lost Nick Paddy and Colin Peacock into the pits with problems. Well, I'm definitely out of breath after that race, and I'm sure all of you are too. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll sign off very shortly. We must say thank you to all the volunteer marshals here at Snetterton as well, but we'll head down to Ewan Dunlop in a few moments down there to hear from, it'd be nice if we could hear from all 5 of the drivers involved in that lead battle in Parc Ferme.
Cheers, Dave. What a way to end the weekend. Where do we start?
Literally, I don't even know. I'm just processing it now. I can't believe I didn't even realise that was the last lap, and I was on the outside and I literally saw the other 2 cars come across the back, and it was like, that must have been so close. And then I looked in the mirror, I was like, I've got to get going. So
there was a coming together with yourself and Kane in sort of the middle of that race. How on earth, when that happened, you both went back to think it was 4th or 5th. I don't think anybody would put any money on you two finishing 1st and 2nd at that point.
The thing is where everyone, because no one can get away, everyone just holds the pace of the race up. So they're having a massive battle, and I've got some clean air, so we can just get going. So then caught onto the back, catch them unawares, and just nip through. So yeah, I can't believe it.
What I thought was lovely, when you finished, yourself and Kane, it was high fives, it was congratulations. It was a really good atmosphere in there, despite the sort of the coming together on that racing. It's a brilliant paddock.
I mean, I had to apologise. It just caught me out. He just slowed it up enough, and I was locked up, and it was like, oh no, but that's not what we want. But other than that, mega race.
It's what we want as viewers.
Oh yeah, I tell you, in the car I was having a great time.
Mate, well done, congrats.
Thank you very much,
buddy. We're going to try and find Kane. Can we get Kane here? Yeah, we can. Kane. Come with us. And we're trying to get all the interviews. We used to run out into the Parc Ferme. We try and get them all in front of these nice sponsors board now, so everybody gets their time in the sun. Here comes Kane. Kane was part of that battle with Aaron. That was sensational to watch. What was it like in the car?
Oh, good fun. Yeah, just disappointed really. You lead the race, and then something like that happens. I know Aaron didn't intentionally do it, but at the same time, it's such a tight hairpin, and it's for me to control the pace. But yeah, glad I got second. I think it must have been I was sticking my tongue out like the Cars movie.
A thousandth.
Oh, was it really? Wow. So yeah, it's all points. Yeah, it's a great race. I hope you guys loved it, and they are just incredible cars to drive.
I think our commentator Dave is just getting his breath back from the entire day. That was the race of the day. It was absolutely incredible. So thank you for the entertainment. What do you take into tomorrow now?
So it's reverse grids. I've had such a good start to the season, but it's all about consistency and points. So I'm happy with that. We'll see what pans out tomorrow. and go from there.
Mate, well done.
Thank you very
Cheers,
much.
buddy. Going to try and find Jeff if we can quickly. It's the end of the day, so we will have a little bit of a walk around. Here are the cars in question. Jeff, have a chat. That was a sensational race, mate.
It was eventful, wasn't it?
Eventful, sensational, yeah.
Yeah, messed up at the start really. Lost it in turn 1. Unfortunately collected Ben, so apologies to Ben. And then it was trying to make it up after that.
What we love, and I've mentioned it to the guys, is despite the sort of the comings together and the very aggressive racing at times, everybody's smiling. It's a great paddock, isn't it?
I don't think Rupert's smiling, but
Okay.
I think the rest of us are. But don't know. I was still there when Rupert turned in. So.
It's one of those classes where, because the cars are so similar, anybody can win. And with a few laps to go, apart from when Aaron sort of moved away in the last couple of laps, it was anybody's race with 5 or 6 laps to go.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I love about it. It's, any of the top 6 really can win a race, and it's just being in the right place at the right time. And somebody makes a tiny mistake, and you just have to capitalise on it.
Got to get a bit lucky sometimes.
Yeah.
Mate, well done, great race.
Thank you. Cheers,
buddy. That is our racing done for Snetterton for today. That was 7 races today. We've got 13 tomorrow, more of the same. The coupes also join us too, and do the MG Owners Club. Yes, 13 races. Come back tomorrow. For the time being, the last time today, it is back to Dave.